Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a review of the Narcissist cheek palette. This was on sale during the 21 Days of Beauty. I've always wanted to try the Laguna bronzer and I just haven't bit the bullet yet. So I was happy that this came with a Laguna bronzer. It comes with, these products are permanent, this is permanent, and one of the blushes is permanent. I think this blush is in the permanent line. So those are all regular NARS products. I'm sure the formula is a little bit different in the palette than in their regular line. But yeah, those are all, and then these three blushes are just, they name them 1, 2, and 3. These three blushes here. So I'm guessing that they're not in the line. I think the permanent things in here are the best products. That's what I find myself using the most. I like the other blush, the other darker blush. These two blushes aren't going to work for a lot of people. I use them as highlights because they're so light, but yeah, this blush kind of does nothing. Start out with the contour, which is this shade right here. It's a little bit of a rosy shade for contouring, but it's good. I kind of like that because I don't have a contour that's almost like a blush. Yeah, but see, this applies. I'm applying this a little bit better than I usually do because it does kind of because it is so rosy, it can look a little odd. And it blends really well. And when you use a blush on top of it, I think it looks especially good. But yeah, this is an angled brush from Up and Up. I believe this came in a set that they have with a highlighting brush, a concealer brush, and some other brushes. This is the Laguna bronzer. Honestly, this is not my favorite bronzer. I just used a Tarte bronzer, the Park Avenue Princess, in the Showstopper palette, and I think that one's really good. It typically takes me a while to warm up to bronzers. There's a little pun there. These bronzers make your skin look a little bit warm. But yeah, I don't think this is the same as what they have. I think because you have to dig into it a little bit to get like product. um, and the tone is nice, but I don't know. This might not be the best bronzer. This is a blush brush from, what's that brand? BH Cosmetics. And I'll just swirl it around and blend it a little. But yeah, so that's not I don't know. That was the reason I bought the palette, was for that bronzer, and I'm happy that I have it now because it's not my favorite as of yet. I have some in the Too Faced book of bronzers that I like better, and like I mentioned, in the Showstopper palette, the Tarte Park Avenue Princess is very good. But I'm still I'm not mad at it. I'm happy that they included it in this palette. I'm happy that there's a number of options from the permanent line in this little palette. So it's under my eyes. This is from the Paloma Contour Duo. This shade, people raved about on YouTube. And honestly, you can't really get me that excited for an under eye powder. I don't really like concealer that much. And this isn't a bad powder. I'm happy that I have it. I'll use it. It's not my favorite part of the makeup process. It's not my thing, really. I mean, I did kind of buy it in part because of this duo, but I think a lot of people said on YouTube, Tati reviewed it, and there was another beauty blogger that I think reviewed it too, and I think they both said that they really liked the powder for under their eyes, but they didn't like the contour shade, and they were hitting pan on that powder, but they weren't hitting they barely used the contour shade. And I feel like I'm the opposite. Think I'm gonna hit pan on the contour powder first because I really like that. This blush, because this is one of the limited edition not limited edition, but I guess exclusive to this palette blushes in here. So instead of showing the permanent one, I'll show this. I'm gonna do in a fall favorites after this. I think I'm gonna do like an eye makeup look and then a fall favorite. So you'll see those soon. This is one of my, spoiler alert, this is one of my fall favorite palettes. Just because I really like these blushes. You really do have to dig into it, like, to kind of get color. But like you get a lot of color when you do that, but like still, like if I were to pay full price for this, I wouldn't want to do that necessarily because like that's a lot of product that I'm using, and for the cost of the palette, like it should be a little bit more pigmented. I know you don't necessarily want your blush to be like the most pigmented, but I mean, to have a blush that you have to like dip that far into, I also don't think is great. So I usually use like these two shades. I'm probably going to use this shade as a highlight, but it doesn't work that well on its own. So I'm just going to show you how I like to use it. Cheeks, and then I'm going to put that pinkish color on top as like a blush topper. And then it'll just like tone down the Cover FX drops. Okay, let me like take some time to blend this out. Yeah, I use these all the time, and like somehow this is still like surprising me that it's like this. I usually just blend it out with my fingers. You could blend it out with like a sponge too. I mix that in with my foundation as well. Um, but yeah, there we go. See, that looks nice. And then I feel like I got something in my eye. We'll do that on the other side. I don't know if I did the same number of dots, but it'll end up looking about the same, especially when I tone it down with the blush from this palette. So like, I don't like showing the mirror because like I'm on a bed and it's very messy. Um, I've said before in other Chit Chat Get Ready With Me's, but I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to upload those because I'm having trouble articulating on YouTube, and I feel like it's hard to edit because I kind of ramble on in the Chit Chat Get Ready With Me's, and I don't want to like bore people. Nobody's really watching these videos as of right now, and I'm not like super promoting it or anything. I want to get a little bit better until like I, kind of say like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. So this is my first like good video, I think. um, so yeah, I think I I've said that like I'm in my sister's room. My actual room is being redone right now. My dad is painting it today, or he painted it mostly, but he's gonna finish painting it today and putting in furniture soon because my furniture was older and it was like falling apart. So I have new furniture now, and I'm gonna go back into this because this is not a Chit Chat Get Ready With Me. This is a review. So yeah, I've said that before. This is a very temporary, very messy room because I don't really have. I have a lot of stuff in this room because it's my sister's old room, and I have all of my stuff from my room. So see how like hard I'm kind of digging into this, and like a lot of stuff came off, but like you have to work with it, and like it doesn't really show up that well. So I feel like this would be especially frustrating to use as a blush because it's like it's barely there. Um, I mean, I can see it like looking in the mirror. You can't totally see it on camera, and this is not the best lighting, so you can't see it that well. It's there. I'm trying to put stuff on my nose and my cupid's bow. I think I'm just going to use the because you really can't see it. I'm just going to use the custom enhancer drops for that. Because that's, like, when I do my makeup, I feel confident when I put it on the tip of my nose and on my cupid's bow, my highlight. And that's, like, my favorite part. Even though I don't necessarily, like, love the look of that. Um, Once you blend it, and, like, with the liquid highlight. With this kind of highlight, it can look a little crazy. Like, I was editing an I Heart Fall tag, and I went overboard with this, like, on my lips, and it was bad. And I looked like I had, like, this glittery mustache. So I just kind of cut that part out completely, and it wasn't very good. Anyway, I got into that in the chit chat. Get ready with me. Um, so yeah, I think I am going to film me putting on eye makeup, and I'll chat a little bit more in that. But overall, my thoughts on this Narcissist Cheek Studio palette. I like the permanent products in this the most. So if you're gonna, like, buy any of these individually, if you buy, this is the Goulet. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Way. It's spelled G-O. I'll put it, like, in the description how it's pronounced. But if you buy that separately, I think you're gonna like it. If you buy Laguna, like, on its own, you might like it. There are better bronzers out there, and they're, like, you can buy dupes from Elf and stuff. This Paloma Duo I really like. I probably would buy that on its own. Um, I mean, I don't contour a lot, so, like, and you can find better contour products from the drugstore too. I do like these. I do like this blush shade. I don't totally mind these, but this has a lot of chunky glitter in it. Maybe it'll look pretty on the cheek, but it's very subtle and very glittery at the same time. Like, I don't know if you can say, like, there's, like, a lot of, like, sparkle in there, and, like, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily, I don't necessarily want that in that color. I don't necessarily like that it's right under the contour powder, which you would like to be matte. So I don't know. And this I use as, like, a toned down highlight. Maybe I'll use it as a blush someday, because I mean, I can. It's very pink, but it's a highlight to me. And it's not, it just kind of tones down, like, if you do, like, a liquid highlight, and it just, like, adds a touch of pink. And I think, like, Urban Decay's Aura does that a little bit better, to, like, add pink, and then it does give you a glow. Like, I don't need to put any liquid highlight underneath it for a glow. So there's that. I'm disappointed in Nars for choosing to no longer be cruelty free. They used to be one of my favorite brands because, like, everything I tried from them was a total hit. And they were, they were, like, kind of a luxury brand, and they did not test on animals. And it's rare to find a luxury brand that doesn't test on animals. So while, like, I still think their products are good, this is kind of subpar. Like, to be honest, this is not NARS quality, but I still think that their products are good. I just kind of, I wish that they didn't test on animals. I'm disappointed in them as a brand for choosing to test on animals. So yeah, there are other cruelty-free luxury brands, and the fact that, like, so many brands are going cruelty-free, and the fact that NARS has decided not to do that disappointed me a lot. So that's my honest thoughts. I wouldn't pay full price for this palette. It's not worth it. I think it's like $60 or something. I'll, like, write it in the description here, or, in the, I can write it here. But anyway, that's my honest thoughts and opinions. I do love Nars's products. This is not their best hit. All right, bye.